Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Ryan. Hey, so today I'm going to be sipping on a sample sent to me by Jeff48, one of our Patreon supporters. Thank you so much, Jeff. Appreciate you. So I have had 13th Colony's Double Oaked, right? I've had samples that sent to me, reviewed it on the channel. It was exceptional, made a huge splash, and it's like now one of the most sought after craft distillery bottles out there on the market. So while I have had the Double Oaked, I have not had just their standard bourbon offering. Haven't had it yet. So here we go. Jeff had a bottle, so he just sent me a sample of it, so I wouldn't have to go buy it myself. And for that, I am very grateful. I love when you guys send me bottles because it keeps me out of trouble. Because it gets hard when I gotta tell the wife, hey, I need to go buy another bottle. She's like, you just bought like 3 bottles last week. I'm like, they need the content, babe. So you guys help keep me out of hot water by sending me samples. For that, I really appreciate it. I want to pour this, let it open up. So this is labeled as Southern Bourbon whiskey coming out of Georgia. It is 95 proof, and the mash bill is 70-21-9. So 70% corn, 21% rye, 9% malted barley. So interesting ratios there. And it just has a great color to it. You see that bottle. I've seen it on the shelves over at Total Wine. They had some recently, and just the color on it is beautiful. The bottling is exceptional. I got to give them high marks in that regard. I think, honestly, part of enjoying a good whiskey, it is, whether we like it or not, it is appreciating the branding, the bottling, and all the work that goes into marketing their product. There are some bottles that just jump off of a shelf. They're eye-grabbing, eye-catching, and appreciating that presentation is absolutely part of enjoying whiskey. The same way presentation with your dinner matters. You go to a nice restaurant, and sometimes just your overall experience is enhanced based on with how much care the kitchen staff preps your food and presents it to you. Same thing with whiskey. So a minimum of 4 years. Their website says most of this is going to be between 5 and 6 year old juice. Let's give it a shot. I should note, this tends to retail, at least when I've seen it, around $45 a bottle. So pretty approachable in that regard. I gotta say, that nose is really nice. It reminds me a lot of like an Elijah Craig barrel proof, which is impressive considering this is only 95 proof. But I get like that leather and tobacco and like dark red cherry, like a maraschino cherry, right there on the nose. And some sweet stewed corn in there too. That is impressively rich on the nose. After a little agitation, I'm getting some more of those allspice notes on the nose too. I mean, that doesn't smell like a $45 bottle. That smells like a $60 bottle. Maybe even a $75er. Yeah, it smells great. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm impressed by the nose. Let's try it. Man. Yeah, I wanted more out of the palate on that. The finish is really nice. A little bit of spiced oak on the finish, some cinnamon, some of those dark leathery notes. But that cherry note that deep red cherry note that I was getting on the nose does not come through on the initial hit of the palate when that whiskey hits your tongue. It is missing so many of those dark, deeper, richer flavors that I was getting on the nose. I feel like it needs it to give it some body, give it some framing, give it some support. The finish is not bad at all. And the flavors that are there are they're good, but they're just so muted. Yeah, that's too bad. I think that obviously the Double Oaked has a very high proof point on it. And tons of those deep, dark, rich flavors. That's really what makes that bottle so exceptional, is just the profile is just so well structured. It has support, it's framed nicely, great long finish, but this feels like some semi-incomplete. And maybe it's a little unfair of me to compare it to the Double Oak just because it is so exceptional. But just as a standalone product, I think, like for 45 bucks, it's pretty good, right? At that price point, you're not really expecting something to just blow you away with a ton of flavor, but it is still 45 bucks. And I kind of wish they would, maybe it's the proof point. Maybe just give it a 100 proof, make it a flat 100 proof product. I think that would give it just a little bit more body, a little bit more support. What's in there is good, but it's just too muted. Yeah, I think the best part about that actually is the finish and the nose. Nose first, finish second, palate third place. Yeah, if I was to review that per my scale, give that a score, man, that finish is really nice. And the nose is exceptional. This is gonna earn it some points. A little bit of grace in there. But the focal point, that palate, a little too muted. I think I'm gonna give it a 6.7. If you ever see the Double Oaked though, you gotta get it. You absolutely gotta get it. It is so freaking good. It takes this all the way to the finish line where it belongs. Yeah, and you'll never go wrong with that one. But there we are. There's 13th Colony. This is just their standard bourbon. But let me know, have you had this? What were your thoughts? Did you feel similarly to me? Like even Wild Turkey 101 is, you can spend 25 bucks on that bottle, right? And it's got so much structure to it. It's simple. It's a very simple, but it is complete. And at 25 bucks, it's a no-brainer. That's kind of what I wish this had was just a little more structure. I wish it was a complete sip. But I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks again, Jeff. Appreciate you for sending me the sample. If you've got something you want to send that I don't have on my shelf and you think, hey, you might really dig this, I'd like to see what you think of it. Hey, just let me know. Reach out to me on the Discord. That's how most people send me stuff. We do have a Discord, totally free to join. Link in the description. And you can join the Discord. We talk whiskey, share some experiences, memories, bottles, recommendations, all that stuff. So feel free to get in the Discord, and then you can reach out to me directly there. And big shout out to my Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your continued support. It's been great seeing that the Patreon grow as well. So feel free to check that out. You can support the channel for as little as $1 a month. Cheers, my friends. May you live richly and get better with age. Be warm and well fed. And we'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.